Hey, what's up, YouTube? Being a fan of the Final Fantasy series, I really wanted to like Final Fantasy 13. I really wanted to like Final Fantasy 13. But there's just so many things that I've found that I really have a hard time tolerating. And in this video, we count down the top 5 reasons Final Fantasy 13 sucks. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing you'll find out about Final Fantasy 13 that makes it less than epic and less than stellar and less than the best Final Fantasy that it could have been is the fact that it has a very convoluted plot. You'll be scratching your head trying to figure out what this game is about. What is this plot about? First of all, what's a pulse lassie? What's a lassie? The game tries its best to explain, but it doesn't explain it very well. It starts off with a narrative as if you've been in this world forever and you know the ins and outs of what's going on in the world of Cocoon, which you don't. And the more you follow this thing, you just know that someone's been cursed by a curse mark. They've been trying to solve something. And the whole confusion is actually made worse because even the characters themselves, they're not aware of what they're supposed to do. To me, that is just lazy writing, where the writers are actually trying to just say, all right, we're going to piece together a plot as we go forward because we're not sure in what direction we want to go. So they get I think like a vision that tells them what to do, but it's so vague that they just stumble through most of the game. So the convoluted plot is definitely number one in terms of what sucks about Final Fantasy 13. Okay, number 2, lack of a definitive villain. There seems to be no real threat that characters face except the destruction of Cocoon, and which is a world you really don't care about, or you find it hard to care about in the first place. You're like, through most of the game, so what happens? So who cares if Cocoon blows up? No one cares anyway. And you see glimpses of persons who could be regarded as villainous, but there's no definitive bad guy like a Sephiroth or somebody like that will stick out that you can say, oh my god, I want to face off with this person. Midway through the game while playing, you just see a glimpse of stuff. It comes right back to that lack of a definitive plot. So there's no definitive villain. It's just poor plot structure. There's no real threat except wild animals and various boss fights that seem to not be really related to anything. Alright, so pretty much number 2, lack of a definitive villain. And number 3 reason why the Final Fantasy 13 sucks. It has a pretty linear story. Even if you do encounter side quests here and there, it has no real impact on the game. None that I've seen. If you think that there is one, you can leave it in the comment section. But personally, there's no real side quest with any impact, and the story is pretty linear. The paths are pretty linear. It doesn't really encourage as much as it tries to exploration. There's no much emphasis on exploration. It's just really follow this path, go there, do this, go through this objective. There's no great mini game system that Final Fantasy series always have, and yeah, it just sucks. Pretty much it just sucks. So there's just a linear story path. Number 4, the Guardian Forces or Aeon's redesign. I don't like the redesign of the Guardian Forces or Aeons or Espers or whatever they're choosing to call these things. It's just horrible. All of them seem to have become some kind of car or means of transport, and to me that is pretty lame. It's really cool to keep them in their monster form, but when you start to transform them into horses and bikes and all of that, it just loses its epic, it's awesomeness to me. I don't like the redesign. Some of the guardian forces or espers or eons or whatever you want to call them, they do look good, but the whole fact that they go that extra mile to transform them into some means of transport is really not cool. I did not enjoy that at all. All right. And number five, the most annoying thing, or the biggest reason Final Fantasy 13 missed the mark totally for me, is the annoying characters. And when I say annoying characters, I mean annoying characters. Final Fantasy series has had its share of annoying characters. They've always had one. Always had one. But in Final Fantasy 13, it's like every single character apart from Lightning is annoying. And let me mention, Lightning is very lack of emotion. I think she's more like a sociopath. Believe me, she's a sociopath. But anyway, she's still awesome. But apart from that, every other character sucks. Every other character. There's none that I don't mind seeing die in Final Fantasy. I had no feeling towards them. I wanted them all to die. They were just annoying. I just played it because it's a Final Fantasy. They are not memorable. I found it really hard to care about those characters. And if you're any age above 12 or 14, you'll probably find it hard to care about these characters. There have been no real depth, and in terms of character development, I don't know what they're trying, but let's just say they tried to develop Lightning's character, and pretty much it failed miserably. This Final Fantasy 13 is not great. So this is my throwback game video. If you like these game videos, please subscribe. We're going to be doing more of these throwback videos and more on Final Fantasy because it's a series I love, although I really don't like Final Fantasy 13. And before I go, if you play the Steam version, it is way too big. It is way too big for such a mundane subpar game. Sorry. I love Final Fantasy, but this has been subpar. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe again. It keeps this channel alive and it keeps me motivated to give you more stuff like this. Okay.